Now in these next few lectures, we're going to actually walk through the listing process. I'm going to show you exactly how to list an item on eBay, step by step. And I'm actually going to give you a few other insider tips and strategies as we go through this process. So here I am on the eBay homepage, which is ebay.com. What you want to do is go right here where it says sell and just click on that sell word right there. It says turn your stuff into cash. It's easy. You can either sell it yourself, which is what we're going to do, or you can have somebody sell it for you for a commission. So let's click on sell it myself. And here is where you're telling eBay what you're selling, because what eBay is going to do is it's going to find the different categories that that particular item has sold in. So let's type in Supreme 90-day workout, which is the workout DVD sets that I've talked about a little earlier in this course. And then we have the different categories that that might show up in. So for example, sporting goods, fitness, running and yoga, fitness DVDs. That's perfect, right? So we're going to select that one. I just want to look at the other ones here. Strength training, home gyms, resistance trainers, weight management, videos and DVDs, exercise and fitness programs, etc., etc. So you want to choose the category that makes the most sense for that particular product. In this case, this one makes the most sense. Now, if you have a really high demand product, you might want to choose two categories because it'll give your item more exposure. But I would, generally speaking, shy away from that because it gives you, it costs you more fees. Once you've chosen your fitness DVDs category, then you just go down here and click on continue. And this is where you're actually going to create your listing. So you'll notice that eBay has already filled in your main keywords that you added in. I like to capitalize the first letter of each of these. And then add in something like fitness, workout. We already have the word workout. Fitness DVDs. 10 DVD set. Brand new. These are the sizzle words we're talking about. And I think that's good for now. You know, this is just an example of what you might do. Subtitle, generally speaking, you want to stay away from it. It's just another $1.50 that you really don't have to pay. The only time I might use a subtitle is if I need to have more words to describe the item or to sizzle the item. So your title, you want to use the most searched words that people might type in. Your subtitle is where you're really going to sell and sizzle the item. Now, cases that I might use a subtitle would be when I'm selling actual classic cars, you know, vehicles, and I want to give additional detail in the subtitle. So higher dollar items, rare items, or anything that really requires a little more oomph to it, a little more extra punch, that's where I might use a subtitle. But generally speaking, for most products, I don't use a subtitle. Then we've got condition. So this item is brand new. And be sure that you read the different condition descriptions here, because you've got brand new, you've got like new. Make sure that the condition of your item actually matches the condition you're choosing. It's very, very important. This is where you get to add photos. So let's go ahead and click there. And we get to select and add photos. I'm going to click on this one. And I'm going to add another photo here. And that's this one here. These photos will populate very quickly, and then you just click finish and it uploads the photos, and there they are. Now if for some reason you decide that you'd rather have this photo in first position, all you do is click it and drag it over, and that will normally change it. Let me see if I can change it here. Let's do it this way. It's not doing it here, but we'll be able to do this. Click that little arrow and that'll move it. Okay. And you can put as many photos as you want. It says upload up to 12 photos that show your item in multiple views. The time when you want to use all 12 is when you have, again, a very rare or expensive or collectible item where people are going to want to see a lot more of the item. when I sell vehicles on eBay, classic muscle cars, I put up to 50 or 60 photos of the vehicle. Now I don't do it this way because this will only allow 12. I actually use HTML coding and I put it in the description itself. It's a whole nother ball game. Down below you can choose to add in the UPC code of that particular item if it's a brand new item. These are additional specifics that you can either use or not use. If you don't do anything, it'll just ignore them. You could, if you want, just remove. But if you don't do anything, like I said, it's not going to list it for you. So you can also add your own item specifics if you choose to. This is where your description is going to go. This is my description. And we've already given you some great tips on how to do that. If you want to increase the size of the text, you highlight the text and then go bigger. If you want to, let's say you want to change the color of the text, you highlight the text and you choose the color. Let's go with blue. If you want to bold print the text, you highlight it and click bold. If you want to italicize the text, you highlight it and click italics, etc., etc. You can also do a list, right? So let's say that you do this. You can go in bullet point order by highlighting that and clicking bullet points, or highlighting that and clicking numbers. You can also indent a paragraph if you want by clicking here and then go back. Now, you also have the option to do an HTML description, which is a whole nother story I'm not going to get into, but if you know HTML, you can really spice up your descriptions and make them look really good. Now, if you want, you can click preview here and actually preview your listing the way it looks so far. And this additional window will pop up and you'll be able to preview what your listing will look like. So here's the image, here's the title. We haven't set the price yet. And as you scroll down, you'll see the description there, and you'll see the specific condition of the item. Okay. Listing Designer is where you can add a theme, something that just kind of makes the listing look better. But most of these themes are fairly outdated looking. They don't look that great, and you pay an additional 30 cents for the theme. So I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't bother with it. Not important. Next we have the visitor counter. This actually counts how many people have seen your listing, which is good, and what I like to do is keep it hidden. You can go with a retro computer style, you can go with a basic style, or you can go with no counter, or you can just keep it hidden so your visitors can't see, but you can see on your back end how many visitors have hit your listing. Now this is where we're going to determine whether we want a fixed price listing or an auction like we talked about. So let's say we want a fixed price listing, and let's say we're going to price this item at $47. Okay, you would enter your price right there, and then if you want people to be able to make an offer on it, then you would click best offer right here. If you don't, then just unclick that. So let's say that you do want somebody to make an offer. You click on that, and then you can either have it respond to offers automatically accept offers of at least $30, for example, or you can just leave that alone and receive any offers that come in. You also have the option here to automatically decline offers lower than, let's say, $10. So if you don't even want to deal with people if they send you a lowball offer, then you could put that cap right there. Here we have the quantity. How many items do you have? So let's say that I have 10 of these. You know, I had a good day at the flea market. I picked up 10 of these and now I'm going to sell them, right? At 47 each. Now, the duration, and of course, if you only have one, you're going to just change that to a 1. The duration is the length of time for this listing. Now remember, this is a buy it now fixed price listing, right? In my experience with this particular product, it sells very quickly, so I might do a 3-day listing. you'll develop a sense over time as to how quickly something will sell and therefore how short of a listing you need to have. You could also choose good till canceled, which means eBay will just continue running the listing for even for months at a time, but they will charge you a good till canceled listing fee as well. But this is great for certain products where you've got a constant supply of them and you just create the listing once and it just keeps going and going and going and going, selling the stuff for you, which is awesome. Next, we have an opportunity to choose a private listing or not a private listing. If you choose private, it allows your buyers to remain anonymous to other eBay sellers, other eBay users. So in some cases, you might be selling an item that's kind of more personal, something that's a little more, people would rather keep it private. So in that case, you'd probably want to use a private listing. Otherwise, there's no real reason to use a private listing. Here you get to choose to start the listing immediately or schedule your start time. Now, I like to schedule my start times for Sunday evening between 6 and 9 p.m. Pacific time. That's if the item is a collectible item. Okay, if it's something like this, a workout DVD set, you can set it any time. But let's say that we want to do that. We want to pre-schedule the start time. Sunday, let's go with 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. If you do this, then even though today's Friday, eBay will automatically upload your listing on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is a great time because on the East Coast that would be 9:30 p.m. So you have a window of time where you can reach people on the West Coast all the way through to the East Coast and everyone in between, right? So that's a great window of time to list items that are particularly collectible because that's when a lot of people are home. That's when a lot of people are likely to be on their computer, and that's when a lot of people are likely to remember your listing, your auction, if it's an auction listing. Here we have eBay Giving Works. You are able to, if you want, to donate 10 to 100% of your sale to your favorite nonprofit. And they have a whole bunch of nonprofits that you can choose from here if you decide to do that. And then you can select the percentage that you are willing to give. Next, we have your PayPal account. I'm going to change it to mine. And you put in your PayPal email address so that people pay you, to your correct PayPal account. Now notice this, it says require immediate payment when buyer uses buy it now. I found that this reduces sales, so you don't want to have this checked off. Typically what you want to be able to do is give people the freedom to pay when they want. You don't want to force immediate payment on something unless it's a time-sensitive item, like, for example, concert tickets or event tickets. And, the event is a day or 2 days from now. In that situation, yes, you do want to make it so that they have to pay immediately. And they'll be notified of that when they're going through the purchasing process. This is where you would add in your shipping details. You can either do flat rate shipping to everybody, or you can offer free shipping if you build that price into your, the price of your item. It's a good thing to do. But you can also offer calculated shipping and different options like that. I like to offer either a flat rate or free shipping if I can do that. This is where you have local pickup, where along with shipping the item, you also give buyers the option to pick the item up from you. Now remember earlier we talked about larger items or larger collectible items where you might want to use this option and have people pick the item up from you. So those are some interesting rules. And then handling time is the amount of time that you are going to take before you actually ship the item. So here are the options you have. You have 1 business day, same business day, or anything beyond 4 business days is exceptions, which you'll have to get a little bit of approval for. So we want to ship quickly, and of course we want to be within these 3 business days as a good handling time. Now you can choose if you want to use international shipping or not. If you do, the global shipping program is where you send your item to eBay's US shipping center, and then eBay takes it from there. They ship internationally for you. The benefit of this is eBay will help protect you if you put the international shipping in their hands. You can also choose not to use that and go with your own international shipping. So you can either use flat rate or calculated, just like with US. Down here is where you can specify which countries you will ship to. And then as you scroll down, you also have package details. This is only if you use calculated shipping. That's why I like to use flat rate shipping, because I don't have to get into all these details. But if you do use calculated shipping, they're going to ask you details about your package type, size, weight, etc. Then we have additional details like buyer requirements or a return policy. You can decide to have a return policy or to not accept returns as well. Once you're done there, then we click continue. And on the next page, they give you a little bit of advice here. They would like you to use that global shipping. They're really pushing that. And then here is where you get to review your fees. So apparently I've got this free insertion fee, so I've saved 30 cents. Everything looks good. You could, if you want, preview your listing here. And then once everything is good, you decide to go ahead. Just go ahead and click list your item. And you'll see the item come up as listed, or actually going to be listed, because remember, we set up a pre-scheduled listing for Sunday, March 1st. So that's all set. Now, if you want to view your listing, you can just click on this link here and take a look at how your listing looks. Okay, here it is. You've got the image, you've got the second image, you've got the price, we have free shipping in the US, we have our condition, our description, we have shipping and payments. If you click here, whatever you put in there. And that's your listing. It's quite easy, and wanted to walk you through this so you could get a good sense of how it works.